Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the TMNT Cowabunga Carl Party van, and I love this toy. Originally released in 2007, it retails for approximately $25 to $30 depending on where you got it. Now, this is the vehicle that was represented in the TMNT movie that came out also that year. And so now Leonardo's no longer in the picture. He's off training. And the Turtles, specifically Mikey and Donnie, have taken the van and kind of turned it into a clown car of sorts. Michelangelo goes out and does, you can see him in the movie going out and doing birthday parties where he's entertaining kids. But that's not all he does, guys, because if you see on the back of the van right here, he also does weddings. I'd love to see what Cowabunga Carl does at a wedding. I'd be really curious to see that episode if they did a cartoon based on the TMNT movie and see how he handles weddings, because I think that's just hilarious. And he also does graduations and bar mitzvahs, and I can imagine he gets a lot of abuse at graduations. So there you go. The van is really, really cool. I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of this van originally when I first saw it. And then the more I looked at it and the more I started checking that out, I really became a fan of it. I really, really like what this toy does. The vehicle is approximately 15.5 inches long, about 8 inches tall, 10 if you add the top of Cowabunga Carl's head here. So this is probably the biggest turtle van that we've seen to date. In fact, I have every turtle van there is. And it's a close competition between this one and the 2002-2003 Battle Shell. It's one of those guys, but I think this is the one. I think this is the biggest one we've got so far, because the turtle figures that we got for this line are also the some of the tallest and the biggest figures that we've got. So pretty sure this is the biggest van. As you can see, the colors still stay within that theme of the turtle van that we're used to seeing from the original Turtles back in the 80s. It's mostly yellow with some green highlights, or green with some yellow highlights. In this case, it's kind of 50-50, but you still got that green and yellow motif going all the way around. You've got they would have been red wheels and red bumpers. Now they're more orangey nowadays, but I think that's maybe like it's rusting out or something. So who knows? But I like it. I think it looks good. You can see in the back here, there's the number you can call if you want to book a party, and Cowabunga Dude on the back there, which is so Mikey. And then over on this side, pretty much the same deco. You still got your greens and your red and your yellows, birthdays, weddings, graduations, bar mitzvahs, Cowabunga Carl logo right there and his number. And then if you look at the top of the van, you can see the Cowabunga Carl logo right there, along with his phone number. And this is a big vehicle again, so it's a little hard to get it all in shot. And once more time, right there in the front, you can see Cowabunga Carl's logo, and I love the license plate, Dude 1. You probably saw it in the back as well, Dude 1 right there. So very cool. Again, I really, really enjoy this van. I didn't think I was going to like it at first, but the more I played with it, the more I liked it, and I think it's very, very cool. Now, this van's not just for looks. We do have an attack feature, and I'm going to show that off right now. Now, sad to say, I don't have any foot soldiers for this line. I do have all 4 turtles, and I've got the van. That's about it. I don't have a whole lot of figures when it comes to this line. But I do have plenty of these guys, so we're just going to bring these guys in. If you guys follow me on my vlogs, you guys know anytime I see these guys, I stop and pick some up. So I'm just going to stand those guys right there. And what's going to happen here is we are going to send an attack launch to this guys, which is still very reminiscent of Ninja Turtles. It's very old school, and I really, really love it. What we're going to do is we're going to reach up top here to Cowabunga Carl's head, and we're going to pull back on it, and wow, that was really fast. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. I'm going to do that one more time. There you go. You probably saw that one a little better, and we'll just keep doing that until we run out of ammo. There you go. He fell over. So what's happening here, as you guys can see, as I'm pulling back on Cowabunga Carl's head, there's a slot. You can barely see it right here between the grill and the bumper, and it's shooting out these pizza discs. So very cool pizza disc launching feature, very much like something that you saw in the 80s with your pizza launchers or your pizza throwers. The figures also threw pizzas. And that's about it. We are all out of ammo, so we'll bring these guys in real quick. So now, I've got 6 of these guys. One of them is missing a sticker. That guy's missing a sticker right there. You can see where it rubbed off at. So we'll just set that there. But you can see all the different pizzas. It's got different. They have different toppings on them, which I love that they made a little variety of pizzas to show off. There's a couple of cheese, vegetable. You can throw that one all you want for like there's another cheese. So very, very cool. I have 6 of these. I seem to be under the impression that it's supposed to have 8. I'm not really sure. I think it's supposed to have 8 discs, and this one only has the 6. I'm not really sure. I might be wrong on that. So to reload them, what we're going to do is we're going to open the front of the cab right here. You can see Mikey right in there with his face pretending to be a costume, so that people don't think anything of it. So we're going to open this guy up. Now you want to be careful when you open up the van. Very commonly I see that this piece is broken on a lot of these vans when you're looking online. So you want to be careful. You don't want to, you want to pop it open and just let it rest. And as far as that goes, that's as far as you want to leave it. You don't want to, we'll take Mikey out real quick. You don't want to try and push this down any further than where it's at. I've seen that these online, usually you see this broken off. So be careful. When you're looking for these guys, look to see that this is still attached and that it's working okay. And when you do get it, don't push on it. Just let it rest right there. Now you can see here, in the between the 2 seats, you can see there's like a little, I don't know if this is like a can or like a warmer or what this would be, but you see a little lid right here. You can open this guy up right there, and then you can just drop your pizza discs right in there and fill this guy up, and you are ready to go take out some more food. And as you can see, there's still a little bit of room in there. So that's, like I said, I think it may have come with 8 of those guys. So there you go. Close that up, and then you close this, and you're ready to start pushing back on this guy and attacking some more foot, which is really, really cool. Since we're in here, we'll go ahead and take a look at the cab. You can see there's 2 seats in there, so you can fit 2 turtles in there. And then you can see all the detail on the front here. You can see there's a steering wheel. You can see a little shift knob right here, mirror, all that stuff. So very, very detailed, very, very cool looking interior for this van. So we'll just back the van up a little bit, and we'll do one more thing. We've got another accessory that that the van comes with, and that's the Cowabunga Carl head itself. So if you remember in the movie, if you saw the movie, when Mikey was out doing parties, he had this big giant Cowabunga Carl head that he wore. He would put like a stick-on zipper on himself so it looked like he was wearing a costume, and he had like these big giant foam nunchucks so he wouldn't hurt the kids with. So you could take the Cowabunga Carl head right off of the top here, and it just pops right out. As you can see, it's just a ball joint, very simple. And the pizza launcher still works like this. You can just grab this ball, and there you go. That still works perfectly fine. And you can take now this Cowabunga Carl head. It's all hollow on the inside. It's even got room for the shoulders, and you can pop this guy. Now be careful with his bandana. You just kind of hold that down, and you can just pop his head right over there. And I popped his head off. Whoops. Let's try that again one more time. It's hard to do in front of the camera. There you go. And there is Michelangelo with the Cowabunga Carl head right there, just like you saw him in the movie. Now, I really do wish, the only thing that is lacking here, honestly, I wish there was, I can understand this not being included because there'd probably be small parts that would be easily lost, but I would love to have some kind of a stick-on zipper to give this guy, and some foam nunchucks. That would complete the costume. That would be so, so cool. But there you go, Michelangelo with the Cowabunga Carl head, and that is hilarious. And of course, you can give the head to any of the other turtles. It'll work just fine with any of the other turtles. So there you go. We'll set Mikey aside off once more time. We'll pop this guy back in place. And speaking of the other turtles, this van does have the capacity to carry all 4 turtles. Now, I've been moving it around, so there's a chance these guys probably fell off. I had 2 of these guys sitting inside here. We'll find out. So there's a door here on the side, and it's just going to pop straight down. And as you're coming down with it, this is another piece that I see very commonly broken, so you have to watch for this. So as you bring this door down, there is a 5th wheel right here. This guy's going to pop open, come around, and then that's going to provide support to this door. Very commonly I see that either this is missing or maybe because it is missing, this door gets broken off because there's a peg right here for you to mount your turtles, and I'm guessing that people probably go on and mount them on there without this wheel, and without the support they just break the door off. So those are two more things to look for. And then you can see in here I've got there's two seats in here. I've got Leonardo sitting in there, and I've also got Donatello sitting in. And we'll come in close. Let's see if I can bring this in closer so we can take a look inside. So you can see there's these are kind of like captain's chairs. They're kind of spinning. I'll try to do this from the back here so you can see. So this chair back here, it spins, so you can accommodate your turtle, whichever turtle you want to put in there, or whatever other figure if you want to put like April or Casey in there. And that chair just spins around. It's got a little like control pad right here on the side like a keyboard. And then the exact same chair over here on the front. Now this one's on a slider, so you can move this one up and down. And I know it's hard to see because my hand kind of gets in the way, but you can slide this guy forward and backward, and it also rotates. And you can see in the back there's a computer panel with 3 or 4 screens all monitoring different parts of the city. So you can set your turtles in here. You can set Donnie in there and have kind of like a little mobile command post, and you can just kind of turn him around. He's monitoring the computers. So there you go. So you're going to have 2 turtles sitting in the back. You can have 2 turtles sitting in the front. And then also, like I mentioned, there's a peg up here on the door. And I like to do this with Raphael. So the figures on the bottom have these pegs. So now be careful. Be sure to use your hand and support this while you're doing it. But you can go ahead and peg your turtles right there, any figure you want, and just kind of give them a cool attack pose. And kind of like, this is very reminiscent to me anyway, it's very reminiscent of the original Turtles party van from the 80s, where you had that door that opened up, and it had like the foot tenderizer, and you could put a turtle on that door and he'd be riding it, and you can use that to knock foot soldiers over as you were riding around. So this is, to me, is very reminiscent of it, because you've got that door that opens, and you can have a turtle riding that door, and as you're driving along, we'll try this again with these guys. These guys are not, he doesn't want to stand up for me, but there you go. And I know it's not the right guys, but there you go. So as you're driving along, you can have these guys just getting knocked over, and have a turtle riding that door and attacking that foot as they go down the street. So I really think that's a very, very, very cool feature, and it's very reminiscent to me anyway of that original party van. So yeah, there you go. This guy is really cool, guys. A lot of cool features here. You got Donatello sitting in there. We'll put Leonardo sitting here in the passenger seat, and we'll do Cowabunga Carl one more time. How about that? That'll give us a cool shot, I think, to go out with. Come on, Cowabunga Carl. There you go. And I just think this is hilarious. I think that looks great. So there we go. There's a Cowabunga Carl party van along with the 2007 TMNT Turtles. And I think it's really, really cool. Very cool vehicle. Again, I can't say this enough. I didn't think I was going to like this vehicle. I thought it looked kind of cheesy, the whole old Dodge van looking thing that he was using for the parties and all that. I thought it was kind of cheesy. And then I got my hands on this toy, and I ended up absolutely loving it. It's a very, very cool vehicle for the Turtles. It's got really cool features, and I love it a lot. So I think with that, we're pretty much done with the TMNT Cowabunga Carl party van. What did you think of this vehicle? What would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.